Welcome to the Love Hub channel, where we discuss matters of the heart and give relationship advice to women. In today's episode, we're going to talk about overcoming common relationship challenges. Maintaining a healthy and happy relationship can be challenging at times, but with the right tools and strategies, it's possible to overcome common obstacles. Here are some tips that will help you overcome common relationship challenges. Now remember, ladies, the Love Hub is a judgment-free zone. We don't judge women here. We are your safe space. Now let's get to the topic. Number 1. Communication. One of the most common challenges in any relationship is communication. It's important to communicate effectively and consistently to avoid misunderstandings and to address any issues before they escalate. One way to improve communication is to practice active listening, which we have discussed numerous times in our previous videos. Active listening involves fully engaging with your partner and validating their feelings. Another way to improve communication is to set aside time each day or week to have meaningful conversations and check-ins. I don't think people understand how important communicating with your partner is. A lot of conflicts and problems within the relationship arise because of lack of communication. And sometimes, by the time we decide to let our feelings be known, the problem has already escalated to something worse and harder to overcome. So it's important for you to communicate your thoughts and feelings before things escalate. Number 2, trust. Another common challenge in relationships is trust. It's important to establish trust early on in a relationship and to maintain it over time. One way to build trust is to be open and honest with your partner, even when it's difficult. It's also important to follow through on commitments and to be reliable and consistent. So if you tell him, yes, I will absolutely do the housework for today and you can worry about other things, then make sure that you live up to that commitment. If the two of you have discussed your problems with each other and you have already promised him that, okay, I am going to work on my attitude or on how I handle things, when the next conflict arises, make sure that you live up to that promise. It's really important for you to stick with your commitments and to follow through on your promises. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for him to believe you the next time you make another promise, and vice versa. Number 3, intimacy. Intimacy is an important part of any relationship, but it can be challenging to maintain over time. It's important to make time for physical and emotional intimacy, even when life gets really busy. One way to improve intimacy is to prioritize quality time together, whether it's going on a date or spending time cuddling and talking. Number 4, differences. No two people are exactly alike, and it's common for partners to have differences in opinions, interests, and personalities. It's important to embrace these differences and to find ways to compromise and work together. Remember, compromise isn't about winning. It's about finding a solution. One way to overcome differences is to find common ground and to focus on shared values and goals. Number 5, conflict. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship, but it can be challenging to navigate. It's important to approach conflict with a positive attitude and to avoid blaming or attacking your partner. One way to overcome conflict is to practice active listening and to seek to understand your partner's perspective. It's also important to find ways to compromise and negotiate, to work together to find a solution. You may be wondering, why do you keep bringing up active listening and communication? The truth is, you're not going to overcome any challenges together as a couple if you don't listen to each other, if you don't communicate. To begin with, a lot of the conflicts and problems that couples go through arise because of lack of communication. And then when they argue over it, they don't even listen to each other. So they just yell and scream and talk over each other. And that's not going to resolve any conflict. Number 6, time management. In today's fast-paced world, it can be challenging to balance work, family, and relationships. It's important to prioritize time for your relationship and to find ways to manage your time effectively. One way to improve time management is to create a schedule and to stick to it as much as possible. Now, we understand that life will throw curveballs at you, so it's also important to be flexible and to make adjustments as needed. The important thing is that you are consulting with your partner when you make a schedule or when you make any adjustments. Remember, your partner may have a different schedule than you, so you need to take that into account. Seek their advice, seek their output. Don't do anything on your own. Time management requires effort from the both of you, so make sure that your partner is fully involved in this process. Number 7, stress. Stress can take a toll on any relationship, but it's important to find ways to manage stress effectively. One way to overcome stress is to practice self-care, such as exercise, meditation, or spending time in nature. It's also important to find ways to support each other and to be a source of comfort and strength during stressful times. Remember, when both of you are stressed, don't let it out on each other. It's important for you to take a step back, breathe in, breathe deeply, and then approach the problem with a clear mind. Be calm about things. It's not going to help when the both of you lash out at each other because you're both stressed. It's just going to make the situation worse. It's just going to bring more stress to your relationship. Number 8, resentment. Resentment can build up over time in any relationship, but it's important to address it before it causes long-lasting damage. One way to overcome resentment is to practice forgiveness and to let go of grudges. Yes, we know it is easier said than done, but it's important to address any underlying issues and to find ways to work together to improve your relationship. We know that these tips and strategies are not that easy to follow. We understand how real life works. But it is possible to overcome common relationship challenges and to build a healthy, happy, and fulfilling relationship. Overcoming common relationship challenges is not an easy thing to do, but if you truly love each other, you will put in the time and effort to make that happen. And trust us, ladies, it is possible. You can absolutely do this. With the right tools and strategies, you will overcome common obstacles as a couple. We wish you the best of luck.